everybody, it's your favorite whitetail guy. I am now trucking my way to northern Missouri, and I just had to stop here for a second. I've been to a lot of Bass Pros, but I've never been to the main office. It's okay. It's very interesting. The aquarium and the deer mounts and everything is pretty spectacular. I want to talk to you just for a second. I should call this dispelling myths in the hunting industry. You've heard the term, I've spoken this several times, call bucks. There's one legend, and I use that term very loosely, consultant that says since he's killed all of his 8-pointers now for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, his ceiling has increased where he's constantly killing 200-inch deer. I know more to the story, and that's not true. You can't change your genetics. There's no such thing as a cull buck. You don't know what a buck's going to do. I've seen bucks make changes from at 6 years old going into 7. I've seen bucks at 3 years old be phenomenal. You think they're going to be a 200-inch deer, and they never get any bigger than their 145 rag. They keep it at 3, 4, 5, 6. You just don't know genetics. You don't know what a deer is going to be genetically ever, unless you let him live to 10 years old and you could see where he peaked at and, starts declining. Most whitetails will start declining at about 8 years old. Even saw one young imbecile talk about every whitetail's going to have a big jump. That's a lie. Again, that's genetics. That is a lie. Some deer do make jumps. You don't know when that's going to be. Some whitetail bucks never make any jumps. They are slow growers. They're 80 inches at 1.5, 110 at 2.5, 130 at 3.5, 140 at 4, and so on. And then there's some that, at 3.5, they're 135, and they'll make some big jumps at 4.5, and then that's the biggest they'll be at 4.5, 5, and that's 6.5 years old. So there's a lot of lies, myths, mysticism. Just remember, the hunting industry has to sell you, the hunter, on mysticism and snake oil and gimmicks. That's how they make their money. Now, I'm not against entrepreneurism. I'm an entrepreneur. My father's an entrepreneur, and that's what farmers are. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, my brother, my sister, my kids. There's a lot of entrepreneurism that runs in my family. So I'm not against people starting businesses and making money and being their own boss. I am against people selling gimmicks and lies and myths to prey on people that want to grow bigger deer or grow their deer herd, to be a healthy deer herd. You can't beat genetics. You don't know what genetics are. You can't shoot out genetics. You are gifted with whatever your property is, whatever that top ceiling is. Now, I've been asked many times, will mineral, if it's legal, mineral supplements, will they help? They will a little bit. They're not going to make him go beyond his genetic ceiling, but he may help him a little bit, very, very tiny. Mineral stations, where legal, will help does more so than bucks because they are, growing the fawns inside her stomach, and of course she has to feed them, for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And if she's healthy and got the right nutrients, she's going to pass them down to her fawns, who will go into the fall very healthy. And the most important thing to help your whitetail deer, your bucks, to reach their full genetic potential is, having food, having the right kind of food, browse, a mast, different food plots. Deer love variety. They love diversity. That will help them. Trying to relieve as much stress as possible. Stress, such as drought, really will disable them from reaching their full genetic potential. That's why I encourage all my clients to have water stations. Even if you have a creek or a pond, an old pond, or your neighbor has a pond on his place, water is vital. It's a great place to gather intel, and it's a great place to keep your deer healthy. That's our responsibility as land managers, deer managers, owners of property, hunters, leases, whatever title you want to give yourself. It's our responsibility to try to help our deer herd stay healthy and stress-free as much as possible so they can reach their full genetic potential. But just because you start shooting every 8-pointer on your property does not mean your deer are going to all of a sudden jump up 50, 60, 70 inches. That's going to be your top end. You can't change genetics. There's only one way: completely remove the whole deer herd, fence it off, and bring in genetically altered deer. That's the only way you can change your deer herd. Listen to someone, please. Don't buy into the gimmicks and the lies. They have to sell that crap so they can sell you overpriced seed, overpriced mineral, charge you way 3 or 4 times what I charge you on a land consultation, and other things because they are snake oil salesmen. That's what they are. And there's no cull bucks. It's the best thing you can do to help your bucks get to its full potential is letting them get to 5 years old. Now, if you want to shoot every 3-year-old, it's your tag. I never look down on what people want to shoot. But if you're serious about growing a healthy deer herd, growing bigger bucks, you've got to let age get on them. You've got to have really good food, spring, summer, and fall food plots. And there's other land management things that you can do. Man, the wind is really blowing, and I got to go through all of this as I go to northern Missouri. Anyway, I saw this subject pop up on my news feed, and it just bothers me, the trickery that's in the whitetail hunting industry, and how appropriate that I am at Bass Pro. I've never been to this Bass Pro. I'm just going to poke my head in. I want to look at the aquarium, and I want to look at some of the world record deer mounts. Some of the top heads in the world. A very good friend of mine did most of the mounts on these, top 10, 20, 30 deer in the world that's ever been shot or found. So I wanted to see that. And then I'm going to hit the road, dodge a blizzard that's in the Midwest, and I'll keep giving you reports from the road. I so greatly appreciate all you guys. Thank you for praying and uplifting Leanne. She wanted to express that to me. She did not want me to post that picture that I did of us doing our Zoom call last night. Keep me in prayer too on the road. There's some crazy drivers out here. If I'm doing a land consultation for you, I'm coming. I promise you. I've got about 6 more weeks on the road. I've been on the road for about a month. Thank you so much. I really, really mean it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. I appreciate the friendships that I'm making with my customers out there. Well, you guys be safe. It's hump day. Almost weekend. Almost time to get on that honey-do list, or fish, or turkey hunt, or whatever you got to do. Again, thank you so much. I'll be right here next time you come back. I'm your favorite whitetail guy. God bless.